Okay, I'm going to keep this video semi-light, actually, surprisingly, because eating disorders, it goes outside of my scope, and I don't want to give you wrong information. All I can give you is my anecdotal experience and maybe a bit more information about what's happening in the real world. Highly recommend you go talk to a nutritionist one-on-one, as well as potentially seek a little bit of extra support from therapists that specialize in helping others who've gone through it or currently going through eating disorders. So you got to realize those expert therapists, they've probably been in your shoes. So it's not, I guess what I recommend is that you particular really destigmatize the severity of therapy, because I just want you to start realizing, okay, I just need a little bit of extra support, because it's shown that those who actually go through eating disorders are pretty high functioning individuals, and you probably almost never know, because they do a really great job at hiding. They're very perfectionist based, really, really thorough at making sure they look fine and the attention's not on them. So I know what you're probably relating to a few of these items. I'll talk really briefly just about I guess the three major categories. There's obviously different stems of eating disorders. We've got anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating. So essentially the extremes of dieting. So extreme restrictions, starvation, extreme levels of exercise, so probably cardio and walking over cardio, extreme amounts of eating food, so food quantities, purging, laxatives, and extreme fasting after you've had a bit of food, to try and avoid weight loss or expedite weight loss. Now, before I go deep into it, I just want to let you know how common this is. So rather than putting a stat on it, I know it's the third most common chronic illness, mental illness, when it comes to adolescent women in the modern US world. But what I would love to almost point out to you is that in this modern world that we're living in, food, I don't think we can technically classify everything that we can eat and digest as food. We've got genetically modified shit. We've got literal scientists creating foods that cause extremes in dopamine spikes, massive amounts of high fructose corn syrup, crazy amounts of sweeteners and preservatives, our water content that's unfiltered. The foods that we're eating have not been the foods that we've ever had in the past, 100 years plus onwards, let's say 50 years plus prior, for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So there's no wonder that you're having this weird relationship with food. And when I say relationship, a really great feeling is once you stop having a relationship with food and start seeing food for a source of energy and resources. Something that is quite freeing. You still enjoy food, still get a great buzz out of eating what you the foods you fucking love. But once you get to a stage, I guess, where I don't want to just say it's just a matter of finding what works for you in terms of food quantities, high volume, low calorie dense foods, because everyone's, I guess, in a different state, different ballpark. The great thing is that over 60% of people who are going through eating disorders recover fully. The average ages of these of people who typically go through eating disorders phases they even out between 18 to 21 years old. I know for me, I was pretty much evident in my life between the ages of 15 and mid-20s. So yeah, that evens right out to about 20 years old. And I guess without going into like my story too much, because I don't think it's suitable, because again, like, this goes beyond my scope, but I've literally broken 8 bones in my body, ruptured knees, chronic fatigue for about 13 months, / glandular fever, intertwined in that while I was at uni. And with that comes like the extremes of body weight increasing, body weight decreasing, going to extreme lengths to stop gaining weight, to losing weight, and all the while not seeking help, not seeking support. And it's only, I guess, through my trial and error later on in my life that I've kind of conquered it myself. And when I say conquer, like, to be honest, it wasn't so demanding on me. I do know that it can be demanding on men, but very demanding on women. I believe women, we've got the prevalence, and therefore not severity, I won't say severity, but the prevalence with women versus men is about 1.7 to 2.5 times the amount of women will have eating disorders than men will. And the actual, I guess, when we go deep into, I guess, how prevalent it is, I think half the population in America knows someone who's had or is going through an eating disorder. So it's some crazy stats here. All I really want to stress the importance of is that if you're worried about pricing or confidentiality when seeking extra help, like, we've got online therapists now who have gone through what you're going through, and they're usually free for the first 1 to 2 sessions as well, if you find a good one. So highly recommend that we do a bit of resources. If you do have any tips, hacks, or really high quality resources, send them through on the tip list here in the bottom edge. I'll get you to not probably post it in the Facebook groups, just because we don't want to really trigger people who may or may not be in a good way or a bad way. So we'll do it all privately here via the website. And also, in saying that, we're still dealing with things like lockdowns and such, especially here in Australia. So the increased rates of being in a house with people you may or may not enjoy, surrounded by foods that you may or may not be triggered by. We've got an extremely high spike of online eating, online orders for foods, and everyone, I guess, is just trying to get repeat customers. So the marketing behind and the psychology behind getting you to eat more or less of certain foods and whatnot, and alcohol comes into play. It's unbelievable. So it's no wonder that it's becoming so prevalent, and that people are just needing a little bit of just an extra kick of support when, I guess, you're facing these kinds of challenges. And then, not to mention the psychological rebounds and learning curves when it comes to things like modern dating, and body image expectations, especially for younger women. On top of, let's go to the other extreme, women who may or may not have had a baby, and you see all these before and after transformation photos of people going back to their pre-baby weight within just a matter of months. So there's that stuff, it sells and gets clicks on both extremes. So it's no wonder that social media is kind of inflated or been a tool for, no, not a tool, just a platform that's expedited certain eating disorders in society in this modern day and age. So to be honest, like, it's probably the hardest it's probably ever going to be, like up until this point, in terms of you or someone you know going through an eating disorder. Like, it's unprecedented times, really. So give yourself a rest if you're going through some stuff that's at the extremes of dieting. Here on the recovery dieting protocols I have for you, they're very much designed for learning how to eat within a healthy caloric range without feeling starving, without putting on weight. So if you can, like, trust in my process here, especially if we're doing one-on-one coaching, that every number is very deliberate, and we're trying to design a workout program and eating schedule that fits your lifestyle, your goals, and your body type. And that's it. If you go to the genetics myths that we have in the right hand side of the menu on this members area, everybody is different. Everybody has different rates of metabolism, work-life stress, like genetic potential, their ability to recover from workouts. Everyone's living and working different lives and work schedules. It's no wonder, on top of everything that I've said prior in this video, so modern dating, modern food, like, it's no wonder that, yeah, again, you just need a little bit of extra support. So highly recommend you seek that out, and yeah, shoot me a message if you need to, or want to. And yeah, I really look forward to assisting in any way I can without overgoing my scope of being able to help you in this journey. So did I have anything else for you? I just want to say, look, good luck on this journey. It's a great day when you can have a great routine with food, and it's great when you can talk about it and live with it openly with other people. Again, like, I myself, like, I haven't been to like the extremes that some women have gone through, and men, when it comes to eating disorders, but I've definitely been on, I guess, the spectrum of extremes of dieting and the extremes of what I've mentioned previously in the video. So get around each other, and again, like, just, if you can, you've got to put your ego aside, and I think that you got to put this perfectionist, like, oh, I can do it on myself, on my own, I'm too busy, I've got shit happening in my life. Because if it's dominating your life so much that it's affecting your mindset and your ability to enjoy life, your quality of life, we're only here for a very short amount of time. And I really want you to love life to the fullest, live life to the fullest. And if that means, like, a month of private, low-cost online coaching from a professional, but it results in you getting on a different track in life and then loving life even more, then I recommend you give it a shot. Okay, nice. All right, we'll finish up on this video. Thanks so much, and again, support anyone you can who is going through some stuff, and you just got to keep encouraging yourself and those around you. So awesome. We'll go into one of the next videos. Cheers.